Ruth A. Berman. Ruth Berman nee Aronson is an Israeli linguist, professor emerita, Tel Aviv University, where she held the chair in language across the lifespan. Berman has been a member of the Israel Academy of Sciences and Humanities since 2013. She is a recipient of the EMET Prize for Art, Science and Culture in Linguistics 2012, and of an honorary doctorate from Haifa University 2013. Berman's research deals with the morphology, syntax, and lexicon of modern Hebrew, first language acquisition in cross-linguistic perspective, later language development, and development of narrative and text construction abilities from early childhood across adolescence and adulthood. Personal. Ruth Aronson, later Berman, grew up in Cape Town, South Africa. She received a B.A. degree summa cum laude from the University of Cape Town in Languages and Literature 1954, the M.A. degree from Columbia University, New York, in General and Applied Linguistics 1964, and the Ph.D. from Hebrew University, Jerusalem, in Hebrew Language and Linguistics 1973. Aronson immigrated to Israel in 1954. She was married to Yitzchak Isidore Berman of Moshev Beit Herat, with whom she had one daughter. Berman now resides in Tel Aviv with her partner, Israel Prize laureate architect Yaakov Yar. Academic career. In the 1950s and 1960s, Berman taught English as a second language, initially at a high school in Beersheba, then in English teacher training and supervision in high schools in the Negev, and at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. She was first exposed to the field of linguistics at the University of Edinburgh on a grant from the British Council 1958-59. Her studies under the British linguists Firth and Halliday led to her participation in a large-scale research project on the teaching of English as a foreign language in Israel, supervised by Prof. Gina Orter at the Hebrew University, Jerusalem. In 1965, she began her decades-long career at Tel Aviv University, which included coordinating the compilation of the English for Speakers of Hebrew series of textbooks based on the principles of Hebrew-English contrastive linguistics. This project was conducted in the framework of the Department of English, in which Aronson Berman established a language program based on contemporary linguistic theories that evolved into the Department of Linguistics of Tel Aviv University. In the 1970s, Berman's focus of interest shifted to modern Hebrew in morphology, lexicon, and syntax. Her doctoral dissertation 1973 investigated a range of verbal nouns in modern Hebrew in the framework of current transformational syntactic theory. This provided the groundwork for an English-language publication on the structure of modern Hebrew 1978, dealing not only with nominalizations, but also with issues such as tense aspect and the Hebrew system of Binyan verb patterns, a study that to this day is a key source of reference for researchers in relevant domains. During this period, Berman also published numerous articles in English and Hebrew on various aspects of modern Hebrew language. This interest in modern Hebrew sparked a shift in her research focus in the 1980s to the acquisition of Hebrew as a first language, which she turned into a recognized field of research in Israel and abroad. Her studies included examination of the development of grammar and lexicon by native Hebrew-speaking toddlers, preschoolers, and schoolchildren, research that bore fruit in a monograph on acquisition of Hebrew as part of a major cross-linguistic series 1985. Against this background, Berman subsequently participated actively in cross-linguistic projects comparing children's acquisition of various aspects of Hebrew with their counterparts acquiring different languages. These included research on children from 3 to 9 years of age compared with adults in command of the lexicon in English and Hebrew with E. V. Clark, Stanford University, and on acquisition of narrative abilities in several different languages, including Hebrew, with Dan I. Slavin University of California, Berkeley. This latter project constituted a driving force in the contemporary study of acquisition of narrative abilities as a branch of psycholinguistic research. It also formed the basis for a large-scale research project. This in turn led to advances in psycholinguistic approaches to the study of later language acquisition, as reflected in a volume on the topic in the Trends in Language Acquisition Research Tiller series edited by Berman. Currently underway is another volume in this series of which Berman is editor, on acquisition and development of Hebrew from infancy to adolescence. Published works: 1969. G. Cohen and R. Aronson. The Teaching of English in Israel, a Survey. Jerusalem, Hebrew University John Dewey School of Education, 394 pp. 1978. R. A. Berman. Modern Hebrew Structure. Tel Aviv University Publishing Projects, 452 pp. 1985. R. A. Berman. Acquisition of Hebrew. Hillsdale, N.J. Lawrence Earlbaum, 116 pp. Also in D.I. Slavin, ed. Cross-linguistic Study of Language Acquisition, Volume I, Hillsdale, N.J. Lawrence Earlbaum, pp. 255-371. 1994. R. A. Berman and D.I. Slavin. Relating Events in Narrative, a Cross-Linguistic and Developmental Study. Hillsdale, N.J. Lawrence Earlbaum, 748 pp. 2004. R. A. Berman, ed. Language Development Across Childhood and Adolescence. Philadelphia/Amsterdam, John Benjamins. Awards and Distinctions. 2012 the EMET Prize for Art, Science and Culture Linguistics. 2013 member of Israel Academy of Sciences and Humanities. 2013 honorary doctorate from Haifa University. Honorary life member of the Linguistics Society of America LSA. Honorary life member of the Spanish Association for Study of Language Acquisition. 1993–1996 President of the International Association for the Study of Child Language. References